Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I've done anything. I had other videos recorded, but then I never got around to uploading them. I'm having a hard time finding the time to edit my videos. So one of my partners is actually going to help assist me with that, and hopefully I will be able to get more videos up and out because of it. Because it's the most daunting task for me right now, and my oldest doing schooling from at home here because of COVID, I don't get a whole lot of time on my computer to just be able to sit down and fiddle around with it. As it is, this video is most likely going to be recorded all in one go, no editing, so I am so sorry if this is long, if I say a lot of ums. I know that the glare on my glasses is going to start annoying the shit out of people. Also, my lovely hair. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a mess. So this video, as I'm sure you've been able to guess because of the title, is going to be reads I want to get to in 2021. So basically, my 2021 TBR. I don't even know how many books I have here next to me. It's a lot. These aren't all the books that I want to get to read. I am going to be participating in several challenges, some book clubs, stuff like that. So this isn't going to be all I'm reading in 2021 because who does that? But this is the stuff that is like priority for me. Like 6 months is gonna go through and I'm gonna come back to this list and be like, okay, how many have I actually read? And if I haven't read them yet, then we're gonna get snappy on it. So these aren't in any particular order except maybe by like size, just because I have them all stacked here. So I guess we'll just kick into it. The first one that I'm going to mention, I am so sorry. Oh my god. First one I'm going to mention is one that was something I was planning on reading in December, so I might get to it yet, considering it's like, what, the 15th, 16th, 17th, something like that. Who notices the days anymore? But, okay, I gotta figure out which way I gotta go. Don't think I'm going to get to it this month, so get to it next year if I don't. And that is The Terror by Dan Simmons. I did watch the TV show that AMC did. I watched it on, I think, Hulu like a year or something ago. And I really, really enjoyed it. It's got that dude in it. But I really enjoyed it. I have so many books here, I'm not necessarily going to say the synopsis of all of them. So if you want to know the synopsis of them, look them up. Does that make me a bad booktuber? But yeah. The Terror by Dan Simmons. I have no idea where these are going to go. Okay. Next, we have Anoka by Shane Hawk. This is a recent purchase of mine after seeing it on somebody's booktube channel. I am awful and I don't remember who. But welcome to Anoka, Minnesota, a small city just outside of the Twin Cities, dubbed the Halloween capital of the world since 1937. I am from Minnesota. I've never been to Anoka. I may have driven through it, but being a horror fanatic like I am, I want to support an indie author, especially one who is writing about Minnesota. It's just a little novella. Let's see. 78 pages. So I am so looking forward to this. I really am. I really, really am. Let's see. Next is a book that I was trying to get to this year and I never did. And that is The Troop by Nick Cutter. I did try reading this in September or October and I just couldn't get into it at the time. I got 10 pages into it. I think I just wasn't in the mood for it at the moment, so we're going to read it next year. Then we have, I want to read Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. I've wanted to read this for a really long time, obviously, because it's The Diary of Anne Frank. Need I say more? Tail Chaser's Song by Tad Williams. This will actually be a reread for me, although I haven't read it in at least 16, 17 years, something like that. It was an absolute favorite of mine when I was in high school, and I want to see if I still love it. And we have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. All the hype right now on Facebook because the movie adaptation just released. I'm unsure if I want to read this first and then watch the movie, or if I want to watch the movie. Apparently there is also a mystery television presentation of it from PBS, BBC, whatever. So that's interesting. Maybe I'll try and check that out too when I read it. Now this is a random one that I bought because I have a book buying addiction, especially old obscure type things. And I say old, and I don't know exactly how old this is. Let's see. This is 1977, it looks like. So, like, old, but not that old. Like, what was that? I don't know, 40-something years ago? Maybe. My math is awful. Again, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But I thought it sounded funny. And it is Death of an Old Goat by Robert Bernard. And the part that caught me with this one is, let's see. I don't know. Some doddering old professor is found brutally murdered. It's called Death of an Old Goat. Like, sounds fun and interesting. So we'll see how that is when we get to it. Next on the list is The Strain by Guillermo del Toro, blah, 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 and Chuck Hogan. I mean, I'm not sure which side I need to be on. If you're in the horror community, you must know what this is by now. I think this is some sort of vampire thing. I'm not sure. I just know it's big, and I know that I think like the third book of the trilogy just released this last year. I think it was on the Goodreads Choice Awards actually for the horror category. But I have this one, and then I also have the second book on my shelves over there somewhere. Want to get to this. Next is The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. Everybody has been all over this because this is what The Haunting of Bly Manor was based on. The second season of The Haunting whatevers on Netflix. This is the story that's based off of, is The Turn of the Screw. Next, we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Never read it before. Heard good things. This copy was actually gifted to me by a friend who absolutely loves it, I think they said. I have heard you will either, like, people either love it or hate it. Same with Aaron Morgenstern's second book, The Starless Sea. I guess we'll find out. As with all of these, I apologize if I am saying that way too much. Next on my big stack of books, they're starting to get bigger, is Battle Royale by Kushin Takami. I apologize if I mispronounced that. But translated by Nathan Collins. Basically, let's see, what? Shoot. See, this is why I need to be better prepared. Because I don't know if this is Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or what. But basically, Hunger Games, but more brutal. There is a movie adaptation of this that I have seen before, and I really, really like. Really looking forward to getting to this huge, huge ass, big old bitch of a book. Let's see. 600, or wait, no, that's an author's note, maybe. Let's see. It's over 600 pages. So, oh boy. The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. I have heard so many mixed things about this. I've heard people rave about it. I've heard people say it is poop. I've heard that it mainly talks about the Chicago Fair more than H.H. Holmes, which is what I think most people read this for, is H.H. Holmes, and there's not a whole lot on him in here, supposedly. We'll see. I'm set to find it out. I'm hoping to still like it, because I like historical stuff. This one. Next, we have Voices in the Snow by Darcy Coates. I have heard Darcy Coates raved about on BookTube here, most particularly by Harpies in the Trees. She absolutely loves a huge chunk of Darcy Coates' works, the ones that she's read. She has a lot of, I believe, like haunted house stories, but I haven't read any of those. This will be my first Darcy Coates. Meant to read this in August, I believe, and I never got around to it. And then I got my own copy that I got gifted, so that's good. Next, we have Let Me In by John Lindqvist. I'm not sure. I believe it's translated from Swedish. Yeah, Sweden's Stephen King is what one of the blurbs say on the back here. This is, I believe, basically like a vampire type novel. There is 2 movie adaptations. There is Let Me In, which is the, I believe, original foreign film, and then there is an American adaptation of it with that Chloe. She played Hit Girl, and was also the new Carrie. I can't remember her name, but really excited for this. By the way, of the 2, the original movie is way better. We have Dracula by Bram Stoker. The edition I'm currently holding up is the Barnes & Noble Classics edition, hardcover, what has you. I don't know if you can even really see that. Whatever. I have like 4 or 5 editions of Dracula, different editions of Dracula, and I've never read it. So I need to get on that before I somehow accumulate more vampire novel, if you did not know. Madhouse, Don't Talk to Strangers by Miguel Estrada. This was another recent purchase of mine. Was looking around for gifts for people on Amazon, and I saw this, and I decided to treat myself a little bit. So it's not that long. It's maybe 100 pages, and I mean the text is kind of nice and easily spaced out. It's tiny, but looking forward to it. I am looking forward to branching out into more horror stuff. Next is another self-Amazon purchase that I did. Again, looking at books for gifts and stuff, and I came across a bunch of Jeremy Bates's books, and I decided to want to check them out, and I saw one called Mosquito Man, and I was like, I gotta check it out. So excited for this one. Really, really am. Next, we have Trolls by Stefan Spjit? Not sure. Apologize if I'm butchering that. I had purchased this for a book exchange. It came too late before I needed to send the box off to my exchange partner. So I'm like, well, it's an oopsie buy. I should probably read it instead of letting it sit on my shelves. We have Final Girls by Riley Sager. If you don't know who Riley Sager is at this point, then it's probably not for you. Loved Home Before Dark. Just read it last month. Found this one at a thrift store for like $1 or $2, and I was like, I have to. I've heard not so great things, so we'll find out. Next is a birthday buy gift from September for me. The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, A New History of Their Lost World by Steve Brusatte. I wanted to read this book for years. This was a gift. I wanted to read it in November. Never got around to it because I was in a reading slump. And I believe it's just about time to dive into it. We have The Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams. This is the first book in Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy. Another Tad Williams. This is the guy that wrote Tailchaser's Song, which, going by my high school self, was one of my favorite books of all time. So, and I have at least 7 of his books, and they're all big, small print, chunky boys like this, and I really should figure out if I actually like them or not. And if I don't, I need to get rid of them, but I think I will. Okay, we have a second, very much smaller stack than that one, but these are going to be part of my Pop Sugar Challenge stuff. For sure, I know that these will fulfill prompts, and these aren't all my Sugar Pop Challenge books. These are just the ones that I'm like, I gotta get to you this year. I want to. Priority. First up, we have Watershed Down by Richard Adams. Sad bunny's death. That's all I know. So we'll get to that. We'll set these ones over here. Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Bright. Gay. Sapphic. Maybe. Poly, maybe? This was gifted to me by a really good friend of mine. and they highly, highly recommend it. So I got this, and then I also have, I never got around to reading the other book they sent me, Geek Love. It's right there, the orange one. So I want to get to, for sure, at least one of the 2 books that they gifted me this last year. So looking forward to this. I've also heard that they have like some other really good twisted books. We have Miss Frisbee and the Rats of Nim by Robert C. O'Brien. Absolutely love The Secret of Nim. One of my favorite movies. About time I read the book. In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I've read, what is it, The Girl in Cabin 10? Is that the Ruth Ware one? I don't know. There's a few there that are just all kind of like blend together. But yeah, In a Dark, Dark Wood, I believe, is Ruth Ware's first published book. I kind of have an idea to do a video of like reading all of Ruth Ware's books, because I think there's only like 7-ish, maybe, not sure, and then like kind of ranking them or something. I don't know, video ideas, we all have them. But yeah, In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware, Girl in Cabin 10, One by One, Death of Mrs. Westaway, there's some others. Another book I had wanted to read for Nonfiction November, but did not get to, is Helter Skelter, The True Story of the Manson Murders by Vincent Bugliosi with Kurt Gentry. What more do I need to say? It's over 500-600 pages. Want to get to it. The Count of Monte Cristo. I want to read this year. For the Pop Sugar Challenge, it is as far as I know, the longest singular book that I have on my physical TBR. I should say that these are also all the books that I want to read in this video that I physically own. This does not include books that I don't own, that I will most definitely read. Comes in at over 1,300 pages. Unfortunately, I found out that both the editions that I have are abridged, which means they are like 600-700 pages instead of the 1,300 page one. So, and I want to read the unabridged version. I know I don't have to, but I want to, so I'm going to eventually, somehow. Book I wanted to read this last year, another birthday buy gift of mine, was Max Brooks's Devolution. This is a Bigfoot book, kind of like told in like found footage interview style, I believe. Loved World War Z. One of my like have to have books of 2020. Never got around to reading it when I wanted to, so I'm gonna read this in 2021. Okay, you ready? Ready? 3 more books. 3 more books. House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Again, if you've been around, you know that this is a thing. This is a very weird thing. And I want to get to it. I either hear it's amazing or it's, again, poop. The longest book that I have had on my TBR for the Pop Sugar Challenge that I can recall was from when I was 10 years old. Yes. When I was 10 years old. And no, this is not a children's book. This is not a middle grade book. This is not a YA book. When I was 10, I wanted to read Moby fucking Dick by Herman Melville. And I could not, because the librarian would not let me check it out. So I said fine and checked out the Animal Encyclopedia instead. I knew I had a high reading level when I was young, and I was like, I want to read Moby Dick. So this is, Barnes & Noble edition. Want to get to it. Should probably double check that this isn't like an abridged version. I don't think it is. But this clocks in at... Let's see. Let's find this together. Oh god, there's so much in the back here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Looks like it is 655 pages of the actual story bit, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, the actual story is 655 pages. Final book. And this is one that I am going to take all year to read. All year. Started reading it 3 years ago, after my youngest was born. Because I would read it aloud to her while she was sleeping. And that is H.P. Lovecraft, The Complete Fiction. The Barnes & Noble leather-bound, whatever, edition. Because I want to know what the fuss is all about with Cthulhu and shit, and if I'm gonna do that, may as well go all the way. Am I right? I had read a little bit of ways into it before. I'm probably gonna start over now that I am in a better, not so exhausted mindset. But yeah, I got like 60 pages into this like over 1,000-page book. But this is one that I'm going to take all year to read. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to parse it out and be like, okay, I need to read this many stories in a month or whatever. But I'm really looking forward to this. And with that, now that I have rambled your ear off for almost a half hour, I highly doubt anybody's going to watch this to the end. But if you do, go ahead and leave me a black heart emoji. And tell me some of your most anticipated reads for 2021, or what is on your physical TBR for 2021. Just leave me a comment. Again, I'm sorry I rambled for so long on this. But I will see you in the next video.